Woo! I'm going to say that Mr. Ford, I earlier this season directed an episode of Supernatural, and it had characters who played young Sam and young Dean and some flashbacks. So I went back and watched all the previous episodes. You did a fantastic job with the show.
Thank you.
Fantastic job.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
And I know I'm a little late to the game to just have seen it, but really, truly, beautiful work. You're a great actor.
I thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, Las Vegas, Nevada, Colin Ford.
Wow. There's a lot of you. I'm super happy to be here. I've never been to Las Vegas before, so that's right. Yeah, there's not too much that I can do in Las Vegas because I'm not 21 yet, so I can't go out. I'm gonna check out the shows though. Maybe go see like a Cirque du Soleil or something. I don't know. But what was that? Well, I'm hanging out with you guys, so I'm having a pretty good time just doing that. Oh, so we already got questions going. All right. We start from the left or the right? We'll start over here. You ready? All right. Hi.
Hi. So I teach junior theater
Awesome.
with kids first to fourth grade. And as a child actor, what's good advice for them who are starting to learn the craft?
Honestly, just like have fun and make sure that they're, you know, obviously there's a lot of work that goes into it, but you said they're very young, and the most important thing I think for them is to just create a really fun environment for them to run with their imaginations, and because that's something as we get older we lose, and as an actor I have to train the imagination muscle in our brain, and I think that's something as we get older we lose, and so I think if you were to help them expand their imagination, it would only benefit them further down the road.
Thank you so much.
Sure. And to the right.
Hello, Colin.
Hi.
Hi. I wanted to ask if there was a young Sam in the college years spinoff, what would that show look like to you?
It'd be a really cool show. Man, I don't know. I would love to get to that would be so cool. I would love to get to like go back and play Sam in the early Stanford years or something. That'd be so cool. I don't know what that would look like. I think it'd be really cool to see like the transition that Sam made from wanting to leave the hunting life and you know that conversation with his dad or with Dean even and the convincing that maybe John and Dean had to do to keep him from going for a while, and maybe that was like a long process for him to decide to eventually let this lifestyle go and then to go do school, and then we see in the pilot episode it brings him back and kind of back into it and everything, but up until that point I think that Sam is enjoying his semi-normal lifestyle.
Yeah, I've always wanted to see the scene where Sam chose to leave.
Yeah, no, I talked about it with Brock last night a little bit, so that's fine.
I know it's very difficult for child actors to transition to adult roles. How are you finding it?
It is a very hard transition. That's something that I am going through right now. I'm either too old to play, 15, 16 anymore, or I'm just right at that point where I'm, right at the right height and weight and everything. But it's the competition is so much greater between the ages of, I'm now 18. I'm auditioning with guys that are 15 all the way up until 30, and so the competition is so much more wide range, and it can be quite a process. But I'm finding it all right, and I'm kind of I'm trying to put on some weight right now, try to start the whole leading man lifestyle. So that's the next step up for me. Just having a little bit of trouble gaining weight. I don't know why. I know that's kind of annoying to hear. I'm sure. It's a problem.
Well, some people have a problem. Thanks.
Thank you.
Hello, lovely.
Hi.
My question for you is, what was it like to come back this season and portray Sam? And was it hard to get back into that character again
Well,
after it had been like some time had passed?
I'm a fan of the show, always have been. Like over the years, I either had to catch up and watch 3 seasons back to back, and now I'm actually caught up all the way into season 10. So I actually haven't even seen my episode. Yeah, because I'm a fan. When I read the script, I didn't even finish it because I didn't want to know what happened in the previous episodes, and in kind of the cliffhangers at the end. I didn't want to see them or hear about them. So I haven't watched my episode yet, but in preparation for it, I caught all the way up to the end of season 10. Over the years when I first started doing Young Sam, I was like 9 years old. I would watch Jared's mannerisms, and it's really cool to kind of see at a young age the moral compass that he holds. And I don't know, I think that's something that throughout this series that we've seen Sam gain his moral compass back and fight back and forth. And I think it's really cool to see him at a young age with it and just being, I don't know, a good Sammy.
Well, it was nice seeing you again this season.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Hi. So that scene you acted where Sam was sticking up for that kid that was getting bullied, I love that. And Sam's bravery is one of the things I love most about his character. I was just wondering if there was anything like, if you drew any inspiration from personal experiences for that scene, or like what your headspace was for that.
I think, well, in my own life, in high school, I went to normal school for most of my life up until halfway through the 9th grade, and then I was working pretty consistently, so I started doing homeschool. But until then, I was very active with my school life and with my friends and stuff, and I was a participant in a lot of different sports, football, basketball, I ran track, and a lot of those, I was small for my age, and I was always an actor too, so I'd always be leaving practice maybe earlier or something, and I would kind of get picked on a little bit by other kids for acting. It would be, whether there's certain connotations that being a young guy and being an actor, that come with that, and there's certain, things that people would say to me that would hurt my feelings. But as I got older, I would kind of pull on those things for acting, but as I got older and I've kind of grown as an actor, I try not to pull from too many personal experiences, because it can kind of mess up with how you feel when you get off work. I mean, you're going to start to think about those things, and they're going to affect you, your day-to-day life. And at the end of the day, high school is high school, and kids are kids, and people are going to say mean things. And I think that, bullying is terrible, and absolutely someone should always, I wish that everybody had a Sam in their life to stick up for them, but we don't. So I think the best thing we can do is try to stick up for ourselves and just know that we are the best that we can be, and just be content.
Thank you.
Sure.